What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Les and we are at Pro Cycle Sydney, and I'm gonna have the S1000R just for a short ride. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts about it. Nice red color, it's the sport model. So first thing I've recognized when one of the employees fired it up is that it starts with a big growl. The engine barks even with a standard exhaust, and it fires up with a bit of a bang, which is really cool, I reckon. But otherwise it's pretty quiet. It's my first BMW I've been test riding, so we see how it goes. I'm coming from the Gixxer, as you might know, which is also 4-cylinder, and of course it's a 600 is far from this in terms of power, but similar smoothness like on the Gixxer. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this test ride is because BMW is the only big manufacturer that actually was able to give me a nice bike for a short test ride. I used to work with Kawasaki, but somehow they were not open to continuing, so I decided, okay, if BMW is always contacting me about these rides, then I might as well give it a chance. It's not as easy to put it in neutral as my bike, but it could be because it's new as well. I can give you my opinion about other stuff, like the ergonomics of the bike and how it feels to ride and stuff like that. So this is a 2021 model. We've got the sport model with quick shifter, and all the goodies. We've got cruise control, heated grips, all the gizmos that come with this bike. We've got electronic suspension, which is awesome, which is not on the standard model. So for 2021, the S1000R has been updated. It's got an LED headlight now versus halogen, which was the first gen. LED cornering adaptive headlight. We've got 165 horsepower, just like has been before, but this is the new RR based engine. To save cost and to get the price on an acceptable level, they didn't put in the shift cam, so it lost its top end, but compared to the RR, but it's still way more than what you would need for the road. So yeah, we got an RR, basically an RR chassis, and a nice flat bar, which makes it comfortable. I've been seriously thinking about it, selling my like 2/3 of my fleet, because I have really a lot of bikes and it's just a lot of radio to pay and just running costs overall. And instead of having 5 average bikes, just have one nice one instead. I would probably still keep the Daytona, because I love the Daytona as a track bike, but I would sacrifice the Supermoto, the VFR and a Gixxer for something nice. Now this bike is one of the contenders, even though I can probably not afford a 26 grand bike, but maybe the first generation of this. And if I like the S1000R, I might go with the first gen. So that's one of the reasons why I also wanted to do this ride on this bike. My first impression is the whole bike is a bit raw. Like, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos and I knew more or less what you can see from the videos, that it's BMWs have this raspy sound and all that gizmos that go with it, and great brakes and firm suspension and all these things, but yeah, it's really too. Oh, it drives really nice. So it has something raw about it. Nice induction roar from under the tank. And it's rapid, as you probably can guess. It's very rapid, but it's very nice and comfortable. I mean, Sydney winters are not too bad. So we're talking about 12-15 degrees in the winter, but yeah, it's still nice on a long distance, especially when it rains. It rains a lot here, so it'd be nice to have some protection. But I also like a lot my Supermoto's seating position, so that's why I thought the Single R could be a great bike to replace 3 of my bikes. The standard mirrors are fairly small, but I can see well in it. And the view is not distracted by any vibrations. 4-cylinder bikes, inline 4s are vibey sometimes at certain rev ranges, so, but it's not the case with this one. Yeah, this dash is awesome. I think it's the best in the industry. I think it's 6.5 inches, if I'm not mistaken, with a whole lot of information. Red line starts at 11,000 RPMs, where the double R goes up a little bit higher to 14. In some of the reviews, people say that it's a bit dull, and I'm sure it is compared to a Tuono V4. I mean, I do get it. I have a V4 as well, even though it's not a Tuono, but V4s and inline 4s are very different in terms of characteristics. But the Single R is nice. As I said, it has a little bit of raw about it. I will stop at one point, just walk around a little bit, so you can see the bike a little bit better. There's a lot of speed cameras everywhere, as I already mentioned in my previous videos, so I really have to be careful, because this bike is a real license loser machine. At least it's not school zone now, so that's good. The bars are nice and wide, but not too wide. It's not like I mean, it's probably wider than other clip-ons or my VFR's handlebars, but I think it's not as wide as my DRZ 400. So you got good leverage to steer the bike. Good leverage to steer the bike, but it's still a good filtering machine. I think what BMW has to offer in this category is very good value for the money, because Ducati is way above in price. I'm sure KTM too, about 36-38 grand for sure, and yeah, the BMW is just a good price point. I think this sport model, if you don't go for the base, sport model has a lot of gizmos, and it's all you really need. I mean, I had a lot of Japanese bikes in my life, but this one is, when it comes to fit and finish, it's definitely above. We are steaming like a steam train. It's funny. Smells like rubber, like it usually does when it rains. Yeah. So yeah, the test ride is almost over. I'm looking forward to get a spin on the R as well, to see in comparison. And finally a right turn visibility for us. Yeah, needs a little bit of getting used to finding neutral, but other than that, this bike is pretty flawless. Let's try the heated grips. It's on 3. Here we go, back to the BMW dealer. Yeah. Lots of nice bikes here in St. Peter's. So guys, if you want to have a ride on it, just come in and look for one of the friendly staff and ask them for a quick test ride. It's definitely worth it, because it gives you at least a little bit of idea how these bikes feel. Yeah, I think it's a great roadster. Looks powerful and mean. Nice steering dampener up front. We've got a little pouch here at the back, as much as I know. Let's try, give it a try with a nice BMW key. Nice to know how to open it. Here. Yeah, you can open up the seat. There's a toolbox underneath. Yeah, not much space, that's for sure, but it's more than what other bikes, modern bikes offer. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that was just a short ride and review of this bike. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope to get the chance to do some other models in the future. And yeah, stay tuned and sub to the channel if you like what I'm doing. Consider it at least, and see you in the next one.